Becky with multiple appearances and more to come on that one as well. So that should be a lot of fun. And yeah, Brad, Luca, Brendan, thanks again for all that. Thanks to Maggie, Katrine, everybody. Liz working on our social media. Thanks to my wife for putting up with me. And that's about it. Anything you want to say there, Brendo?
I just saw EA come across there, but not a big deal.
Yeah, not a big deal. Okay. It's in the game. It's in the game, guys. It's in the game. It's already in the game there. We'll see what we'll see what Al Robinson's ranking is at EA Sports. Probably getting disrespected in that as well. The problem with Al Robinson is with Jacksonville, right? He never really had that great.
Has there ever been a top wide receiver in the history of the league that has had no wide receiver quarterbacks? List of quarterbacks.
That's what I'm saying.
Since college,
He had the guy went to Chicago and what had Trubisky, well, he had the Cow.
terrible. He had Blake Bortles. I think he had. I forget that guy that he had in college. That was Hackenberg. He had in college. Like anyway,
Yeah, anyways, now that he has a real quarterback, I mean, that's what they said about Matt Stafford too, right? Put him on a team, and the guy should do well, and that has happened as well. So Nasdaq's starting to go up, and we're gonna just have a lot of fun here. Thanks for joining us today. Hopefully, my voice will be a little bit better tomorrow. I think it held out pretty good today, and thank you to everybody for watching. I think we might have a record number of viewers today, so that was absolutely fantastic. Join us tomorrow for more fun for everybody here at Trader TV Live. I'm Sean. This is Neil. That's Brendan. We'll see you tomorrow at 8:30. Ciao.
the market opens up. With that 30 hits, the first breakout we're holding 10s. Wick tops to 12 and then slams down right past that 10 to Sonia. At that point, if you look at what it worked, it was about getting in, paying yourself, getting out, not trying to hold for the home run. But everybody always wants that home run, and I'll tell you why. Because right down here, you're going to see right at the open on HK.
Call for offers is the 12th of August 22. Building originally built in 1925, per county records, and renovated in 1925. Renovation includes new wiring and lights, interior, exterior paint, refinished hardwood floors, new landscape and hardscape, zoned R2.5, SFR, multi-family, 1 per 2,500 SF site area, home occupations, licensed group care, transitional housing, supportive housing, etc. A number of other uses are allowed with city approval and granting of a conditional use permit, CUP. Interior layout includes 5 rooms, formerly used as offices. CUP may be required to continue with this use. Check with City of Martinez, a kitchenette, a restroom with a shower, a second 2-fixture restroom and a large front room. Previously used as a waiting room.
La convocatoria de ofertas es el 12 de agosto de 22. Edificio construido originalmente en 1925, según registros del condado, y renovado en 1925. La renovación incluye nuevo cableado y luces, pintura interior, exterior, pisos de madera restaurados, nuevo paisaje y paisaje. Zonificado R-2.5, SFR, multifamiliar. 1 por área de sitio de 2.500 pies cuadrados, ocupaciones en el hogar. Cuidado grupal con licencia, vivienda de transición, vivienda de apoyo, etc. Se permiten otros usos con la aprobación de la ciudad y la concesión de un permiso de uso condicional, COP. El diseño interior incluye 5 habitaciones, anteriormente utilizadas como oficinas. Es posible que se requiera COP para continuar con este uso. Consulte con la ciudad de Martínez. una cocina pequeña, un baño con ducha, un segundo baño con 2 accesorios y una sala grande al frente, anteriormente utilizado como sala de espera.
Back to 2.3%. We came off a bit, but the rally continues. About a half an hour left in the pit session for crude oil on the week and month as well. Bitcoin and Ethereum back in negative territory. That's a look at the board. Still some red on here. Communication services, healthcare, some of the consumer stable stocks, also consumer discretionary under pressure as well. That's Amazon, the only one really. Ford and Tesla positive, but Amazon really having a nice day, 11.5% off that report. There's all the energy names as well. A lot of strength coming from this group today. CVX and XOM, record quarters with what we saw in oil during the same period. So record quarters for both CVX and XOM. Pretty impressive day for energy stocks. Still the industrial group leading right now. Financials as well, very, very positive on the day. Individual banks, the diversified group, and insurance companies. Back to the upside. That's Intel in the semiconductor group in negative territory, down 8% on the day. The CEO, I saw a quote, said, yeah, the stock deserves to be punished today. Ouch. That's from the CEO. AMD, SEDG, Enphase as well, all back in positive territory. So that's how we start. The final 2 hours of the day looks like we're going to be able to chalk up another positive day and end off a positive week, as I said. 4.2% right now for the S&P, 4.4% for the NASDAQ heading into the final couple hours.
Today demonstrate the early progress we have made in just 4 short months, of course, of him returning as the interim CEO, despite all this macroeconomic headwinds that are currently going on. Taking a closer look at the numbers here, U.S. sales jumping 9%, primarily driven by an 8% increase in average ticket size. Meanwhile, that loyalty program still remains hot for them. That's 27.4 million users compared to 13% a year ago. That's up 13%. But China, the big story here, sales there are down 44%, transactions a 43% decline in comparable transactions, ticket size down 1%, of course, for 2/3 of the quarter there. COVID took a toll due to closures and that zero COVID policy, which weighed in heavily on international sales. Those decreased by 18%.
Yeah, you knew that would be the significant drag on Starbucks earnings. 5,700 plus stores in China. And quite frankly, we're still seeing some lockdowns across China. But Brooke, this is a pretty spectacular report despite of all those headwinds, including Russia as well.
Absolutely. And just to weigh in on that China number, that actually comprises 61% of Starbucks' global portfolio. There in China, they have 5,761 stores. Here in the U.S., though, they have 15,650 stores. And despite all this going on, they did, in fact, open 318 stores this quarter. So in total, they have roughly 35,000 stores across the globe. To weigh in there, 51% are company operated, 49% licensed. Of course, now we're seeing those unionization efforts. As of earlier this week, there was nearly about, I don't know the exact number there, but a dozen, hundreds rather, looking to unionize.
Terrific stuff. Thank you, Brooke. A great report. Can't help but wonder, Rochelle, if Howard Schultz going to have to stick around for a while with numbers like this. Just to reiterate, same-store sales in North America up 9%, Rochelle. Average ticket up 8%, despite inflation and everything. We're seeing recessionary fears as well.
I mean, Howard Schultz, he seems to be optimistic. In his statement, he said, "We have clear line of sight on what we need to do to reinvent the company, elevate our partner and customer experiences, and drive accelerated profitable growth all around the world." But we have to keep in mind, though, we mentioned some of these headwinds, but also headwinds coming from currency fluctuations. They noted that also took a bite out of their third quarter, their second quarter earnings. They said that that was a 9% adverse impact from foreign currency translation. So something to definitely keep in mind when you have a multinational company with such large exposure, especially in China.
All right, Rochelle, I want to get to some breaking news we have here. Airbnb out with its quarterly numbers, reporting record-breaking bookings, announcing a $2 billion buyback. Airbnb's nights and experiences booked during the quarter, 103.7 million. That's up 25% year over year. Its largest quarterly number ever, most profitable second quarter ever, with a net income at $379 million, gross booking value just around $17 billion, revenue for the quarter at $2.1 billion. That's up 73%, up 73% from 2019, up 58% from just a year ago. Free cash flow of $795 million. Their guidance also looks pretty strong. They're guiding between $2.78 billion to $2.88 billion. That's at the higher end of the range. Estimate was right at $2.78 billion, but that $2 billion share buyback that has been announced, that's certainly something that has the street's attention. $2.1 billion in revenue, essentially in line with expectations. And Rochelle, when we talk about this return to travel, Airbnb obviously well positioned for this, and we're seeing that reflected in the numbers with growth of 73% in revenue compared to what we were seeing in 2019.
I mean, and the key is really flexibility. Obviously, Airbnb was able to cater to when we had the work from home, people wanted locations perhaps so they could travel and still work. You also had people who perhaps couldn't get into the housing market, rent too high, also but turning to Airbnb for some long-term rentals there. So clearly a lot of room to grow there, but as we're seeing there, the stock falling almost 6% here in after hours.
Yeah, and that really stands out, isn't it? Another terrific performance by Airbnb. They've smashed it 2 quarters in a row. I got to ask you, Shauna, what do you think is driving that number down? We knew this number was going to come in very strong based on the travel demand. And quite frankly, people continue to work from home and some are working from Airbnbs. But this is a devastating number, I guess, based on that demand not continuing in Q3.
You know, I don't know. I don't know if we can read so much into this after hours action. I think it'll be interesting to see when we check back in with that in a few minutes. And of course, before the bell tomorrow, because when you take a look at these numbers, like you both are saying, they're pretty impressive. And Rochelle, you mentioned that length of stay, long-term stays of 28 days or more, remaining the fastest growing category by trip length here for Airbnb. Long-term stays increasing nearly 25% from a year ago,
slated to report this week, including big names like the Green Siren, Starbucks.
Those 2019 levels. I think it goes back to those headline numbers that we were discussing. If we can throw back up that full screen, revenue coming in at $2.1 billion, in the line with expectations here. So I think that maybe the street isn't excited enough about that, but there certainly is. Once you dig into this report, there's a lot to be excited about when you see that $795 million free cash flow number, the revenue growth of 73%, comparing that to 2019, its most profitable second quarter ever, with net income at $379 million, gross booking value at $17 billion. So
there's something we're not saying. We're not seeing.
Hours, but still they're seeing, we have on the screen 6 million active listings. So
it's remarkable.
Something certainly to watch here.
Revenue jumped 58% year over year. You again had the number, a record $2.1 billion. I would love to hear what is driving shares down after hours, now down 5%. But another terrific quarter, and this stock has been upgraded 6 times over the last 30 days. Looks like a great buy, but something we're not seeing within the numbers.
Yeah, Airbnb, the stock off
Welcome to 323, 325 24th Street. This gorgeous duplex built in 1907 has been thoughtfully maintained over the years. Both units are bright and welcoming. You can live in one and rent out the other. Some of the desirable features includes inviting entry space, beautiful natural light, oversized windows, wainscot paneling and tons of charming period details. You're just a few blocks from your favorite restaurants, Whole Foods, coffeehouses and public transportation. Adventure and exercise await around the corner. Lake Merritt, with its trails, grass, and market events, is a short walk away. Don't miss this one-of-a-kind property that won't last long.
Bienvenido a 323 sobre 325 calle 24. Este magnífico dúplex construido en 1907 se ha mantenido cuidadosamente a lo largo de los años. Ambas unidades son luminosas y acogedoras. Puedes vivir en uno y alquilar el otro. Algunas de las características deseables incluyen un espacio de entrada atractivo, hermosa luz natural, ventanas de gran tamaño, paneles de revestimiento de madera y toneladas de encantadores detalles de época. Estás a pocas cuadras de tus restaurantes favoritos, Whole Foods, cafeterías y transporte público. La aventura y el ejercicio te esperan a la vuelta de la esquina. El lago Merritt, con sus senderos, césped y eventos de mercado, está a pocos pasos de distancia. No se pierda esta propiedad única que no durará mucho.
Three-unit apartment complex offering 1 3BD, 1 BTH unit and 2 2BD, 1 BTH units. 6.93% cap rate and 10.49 GRM based on current rents. All units come with garages, off-street parking, an excellent rental upside. The property was built in 1964, offers approximately 2,650 square feet of living space, and sits on a 4,640 square lot. The property is separately metered for PG&E and offers low annual operating expenses. The owner has taken great care of the property and there is no deferred maintenance, resulting in a turnkey property for the next owner. The property is located on a quiet street comprised of mostly single-family homes with clear pride ownership. This is an excellent opportunity for an owner-occupant who wants live in one unit and have the other two units pay the mortgage, or an investor looking to maximize their cash flow.
Complejo de apartamentos de 3 unidades que ofrece una unidad de 3 dormitorios, 1 baño y 2 unidades de 2 dormitorios, 1 baño. 6.93% cap rate y 10.49 GRM en base a rentas vigentes. Todas las unidades vienen con garajes, estacionamiento fuera de la vía pública y una excelente ventaja de alquiler. La propiedad fue construida en 1964. Ofrece aproximadamente 2.650 pies cuadrados de espacio habitable y se encuentra en un lote de 4.640 pies cuadrados. La propiedad se mide por separado para PGIE y ofrece bajos gastos operativos anuales. El propietario ha cuidado mucho la propiedad y no hay mantenimiento diferido que resulte en una propiedad llave en mano para el próximo propietario. La propiedad está ubicada en una calle tranquila compuesta principalmente por viviendas unifamiliares con un claro orgullo de propiedad. Esta es una excelente oportunidad para un propietario inquilino que quiere vivir en una unidad y que las otras 2 unidades paguen la hipoteca o un inversionista que busca maximizar su flujo de efectivo.
Yes, I do like mean reversion. Yes, I do think when you have a gap fill, if you see signs of that short, it makes sense to try and take a little bit of it. But if it wants to go up and the market's too strong and payment's too strong, and it gives you a setup the other way, you've got to be able to take it
30% year to date. We're going to hear from Airbnb's CEO, Brian Chesky. He will be on the show tomorrow at 4:10 Eastern Time. Be sure to tune in. All right, well, coming up, it was a volatile day on Wall Street with investors on edge with House Speaker Pelosi's Taiwan trip. A closer look at the market action next.
Hey guys, I'm Michael Edward, former award-winning hedge fund trader, now current head trader for True Trading Group, or what we like to call TTG. True Trading Group is the fastest growing, highest rated online trading community available today, and the only one that provides a true professional Wall Street education. I teach the same material that I learned while working at a hedge fund in New York City. Every day on the True Trading Group YouTube channel, I post daily lessons on how to trade stocks and options. I do daily recaps on all of my trades that come straight from the True Trading Group chat room, as well as some really cool live Q&A sessions. Click on the link or button in or on this video to subscribe to the True Trading Group YouTube channel and get all of these lessons for free. Make sure to hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on anything, and let's get ready to learn, trade, and profit together.
What did you boys find?
I found a really nice coin. I found a cannonball fuse.
Si, what did you find?
A nice cold glass of iced tea.
Duck Family Treasure streaming now on Fox Nation.
And the reason for that is, well, they own a gigantic stake in HKD, and I think at some point, a little discussion about whether it would close below 420 or above. I think we all said below 420. So whatever, being betting against this thing been wrong the entire way.